Talk 1530 KFBK.
All right, so we're talking right now about it's National Diabetes Awareness Month, and let me stop right here, and I think I forgot to turn on my microphone. There we go. Now you can actually hear what I'm saying. Awesome. So we're talking about National Diabetes Awareness Month, and I'm joined right now by local author Brenda Novak. Good morning. Good morning. And also Dr. and I've practiced his name, Dr. Prakasam.
That's good.
There we go. I practice that quite a bit. You're a pediatrician, and we're talking about juvenile diabetes.
That's correct.
And tell me about the prevalence of juvenile diabetes.
Right now, there are about 250,000 children approximately who are diagnosed with the disease. Mm-hmm. Each year, about 15,000 children get diagnosed with type 1 and type 2 diabetes.
All right. And it seems like an unlikely partnering, but you're a local author, but this is an issue that touches very close to home for you.
That's right. I am a local author, and I try and encourage those who read and enjoy my books to get involved with me in my efforts to raise money for diabetes research. This is something that started a number of years ago. Mm-hmm. My son was diagnosed 10 years ago, so about 8 years I started Brenda Novak's online auction for diabetes research. And so far we've raised $1.3 million. And for Diabetes Month, we decided that we were going to offer something a little special. So even though it's the off-season for us, we're doing this T-shirt and autographed copies of my latest trilogy with a free Christmas novella thrown in for $50, and the profits from that go to diabetes research.
Excellent. Now talk to me as a mom. I mean, this has got to be a challenge for you. It's something that you didn't see coming. It's not like your child is overweight or has any of these issues. He was just diagnosed with diabetes.
No, he was a very healthy 5-year-old, hardly was ever sick. And then he came down with the symptoms, and we figured out, with the excessive urination and the excessive thirst, there was a problem, and it was diabetes. And it's something that changes your entire world. Suddenly you have something that you have to worry about every minute of every day. You never get a break. It's something that his blood sugars can change very rapidly, and they can get into a danger zone whether they go too high or too low. So you got to make sure you keep it right in that safe groove night and day. And so it's a constant challenge, but I think it's something that with enough effort you can control to a point. That's the positive side of it. But it's something that, there is a lack of education on, where people do assume that maybe it's type 2. Yep. They feel like you can control it if you had eaten better. I still have friends who send me information on naturopathic remedies claiming that they can heal my son. And
that's not the case at all.
That is definitely not the case. There is no cure currently, unfortunately. That's what we're fighting for.
And before we go, Doctor, I just want you to kind of touch on what is the difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes, because there is a big difference.
Yeah, the complications which happen with type 1 and type 2 are the same. However, the way you get type 1 and type 2 are completely different. Type 1, what happens is your body's own cells start attacking your pancreas and the insulin-producing cells, and slowly you lose the capacity to make insulin. It's not your fault, but it happens. Nobody knows the cause.
Was the victim of that.
Yes. Yep. With type 2 diabetes, it can be because of lifestyle. Of course, genetics plays a role too, where you produce a lot of insulin, but your body is resistant to insulin. The management is to manage diabetes in both cases to avoid complications, because complications are exactly the same. Type 2 is increasing significantly. Type 1 continues to increase slowly. But what I tell my patients is you manage life, not diabetes. Whether you have type 1 or type 2, you live your life, and diabetes is a small part of it.
All right. Dr. Brenda, thank you so much for being with us. Paul, I think you have some more info.
I do, and thank you so much, both of you, for coming in. Brenda, you gave us a little insight into what you noticed about your son. Before we run, Doctor, because I think it's really important, Doctor, real quickly, because we're late on time, what do parents look for? What symptoms? What might lead you to believe your child might have diabetes?
Repeat the question again.
The symptoms. What are the symptoms that parents need to look for?
The key symptoms to look for in type 2 are obesity. You have a dark patch around your neck and family history of diabetes. In type 1 diabetes, you pee a lot, you drink a lot, and all of a sudden you start losing weight. Both groups can be very hungry. So peeing a lot and drinking a lot, losing weight is type 1. And we need to seek help immediately.
I wanted to get that out there. Thank you both very much for coming in. If you're interested in helping to find a cure, you can check out Brenda's website, where all the proceeds from book and T-shirt sales benefit the Diabetes Research Institute. You can also log on to fox40.com and click on the green Go button at the top of the homepage. We will get you there. Last night it came down to Stacey Francis and Astro. Unfortunately, Stacey Francis was sent packing. We're going to be chatting with her live this morning about 7:40.